This week on football, Kanate steals a fan's hat and throws it.
Mourinho sent off again.
Maidstone shock Stevenage to reach the FA Cup fourth round.
Anthony Gordon offers his shirt in the Tyne Weir derby.
And Thomas Frank forgets where he came from.
I said it yesterday. I simply don't understand why we have a replay. Don't understand.
Speaking wisdom into my mind. Tell me stories of all that are great. Cherish these days before it's too late. If you could turn around yourself.
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back. We are back. And as you can see, I am joined with my co-host. It's Gareth Baker, everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
He's back.
I'm still alive.
He's back. What have we got coming up in the show?
I don't know.
I haven't told you. That's why. Coming up in this week's episode, we have got a Two Lies and a Truth. We have got a twat list as well, courtesy of Gareth Baker. We are going to be discussing our predictions for the rest of the season because it's the halfway point. We've also got a little chomp feature to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've had people on strings. My favourite so far, although you've had Arsenal on strings, you've had so many people on strings, is the Núñez one. Because I've been saying this for a while, Liverpool fans romanticise Núñez on a level that is almost... I don't know why.
Yeah, it winds me up.
It's weird. I don't know. They genuinely fancy it. They think he's a good footballer because he's attractive at this stage.
Is he attractive?
I think so, yeah. He's got, that nice sweeping
Face.
hair. He's got a face that isn't...
I hate the way he looks.
Sick toes. Really?
Yeah,
I think he's quite an attractive bloke.
He winds me up.
I think Liverpool fans have a thing of overly romanticising their players. But you absolutely had them.
But Núñez is the one that, for me, is like... I've not seen anyone talk about Núñez, another player like they do about Núñez. Before it even started, they were like saying he's the best player in the world.
Well, because he's got that pace, and like what he showed in the Portuguese league was insane. And you've seen glimpses. Yeah. But I would argue the glimpses of great talent that he's shown is so far outweighed by ridiculous things. He's a meme.
Yeah.
At this stage, he's a meme.
But this is what I meant. If he went to Man United and he was like, oh, he's a United player, he wouldn't have had the chances that he's getting now. So he'd have, a tenth of the chances. He'd miss half of them. He'd be laughed out of United.
He would not survive United.
He gets a shot.
No chance, yeah.
Anyway, that's Núñez. I've actually quite enjoyed it because a lot of the Liverpool fans are now switching and they don't like Núñez, which I find interesting.
There isn't a better fan base to have on strings than Liverpool fans, though, because they will pay for your livelihood for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I mean? Because the videos will keep getting traction because Liverpool fans will always buy.
Now, I'm glad you said that because that is relating to the chomp that you got to do later.
So I get to chomp Liverpool fans?
Yes.
Fucking
That's the plan.
Buzzing.
That's coming up later. To start the show, though, I have got a football guessing game, and I've called it, which is a really, really creative title, the Football Guessing Scale.
Is it me?
It's me.
I've got to guess.
You've got to guess what I'm going to say. Okay. So, basically, how this game works, and this is the first time you're actually hearing this.
Sure.
I think of a footballer. That footballer is in my head. You've then got to say words. You've got to say words, and from those words, I am going to give you a score out of 100.
I'm confused.
So,
just do it.
For example, if I'm thinking of, I don't know, Darwin Núñez, and you say Liverpool, 85.
You're saying how close I am based on this, right? Okay,
and then you've got to figure it out in your head, and at the end of the show, I'm going to reveal it, but you've got to guess which footballer I'm thinking of.
Sorry it took me long to get there. We did establish in episode 49 that I am actually autistic. So
we did, yeah.
So, I mean, I am going to be insanely confused doing this, but you couldn't have picked a better person.
And if it goes on too long, we will just cut and then we'll go
And
on
I'll
to the
never
next
do
thing.
another episode ever again. I won't
Yeah.
be allowed back.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to think of a footballer.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. That footballer is in my head now, and now you have to say some words, and I will give
Is he
you.
Belgian?
You don't. It's not necessarily you ask me questions. You
I've
might
already
say,
fucked up.
You might say Belgium.
I've already fucked up.
You might say Belgium, and I'll go
Carrots.
Carrots. 0.
Okay. Imagine if it was 90.
You said carrots. 99.
Okay.
It was Tim Carrots. He used to play for Bolton.
England.
15.
Okay. Striker.
15.
Fuck. Okay. Premier League.
76.
How can you be only 76 Premier League? As in, he played in the Premier League.
I think that's what you got to deduce from the 76 score.
Okay. Liverpool.
15.
15.
14.
This is fucking ridiculous, this game is.
14 and a half.
Okay. Played in the World Cup.
50.
50.
Yeah.
Okay. So he obviously hasn't won the World Cup if it's only 50.
50.
Is he European?
0.
Oh my God. Brazilian. 0. Okay. Is he a defender?
0.
Is he a goalkeeper?
0.
Is he a midfielder?
75.
It can't be. Oh, so he's 75 midfielder, 15 striker. She's an attacking midfielder.
You could deduce that from what I've said, yeah.
Ah.
But try to use just words as like statements.
What do you mean? I have been.
Like carrot.
Okay. Potato.
1.
Squirrels.
3.
What do you mean? Where are you getting these numbers from?
You have to figure it out.
Is there a system?
Kind of.
So squirrel was actually
Higher
a
than
3
potatoes.
than a potato.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
1.
Trees.
Ooh, 11.
I don't get this. Leather.
18?
I'm never. This is worse than the twat list. Is this you getting back at me?
Pretty much, yeah.
Sofas.
2.
Right, so he's 15 striker, 75
Who are you thinking?
midfielder.
Is there a player coming
No
to
one,
your...
absolutely.
Is there a player in your head where
That's
you go,
what I'm
could
summarising.
be
So
him?
75 midfielder, 15 striker, 13 squirrel.
So you might say some other things like,
Heskey.
ooh, 42.
So is he a big fat striker?
0.
I don't know what to do. Coutinho.
26.
Rodri. He's Brazilian.
1. Rodri.
Bruno Fernandes. Or was it Fernandes?
10.
Manchester United.
3.
I don't like this. I don't know where to go.
I would
I
say...
feel like I'm stuck in a
I would
in a
say
box
like...
with a
You might
lock
say
on it.
countries. You might say...
Okay, Argentina.
0.
Africa.
78.
Right, so he's definitely an African midfielder. Yaya Toure.
Ooh, 53.
How can you be 53 Yaya Toure? Kolo Toure.
41. 41.
So Ivory Coast. Drogba.
20.
I'm so frustrated.
You're getting closer.
I'm really
What have you deduced?
frustrated.
It could
Samuel
be an African.
Eto'o.
21.
Okay, so he is an African
Played in the Premier League. Obviously,
midfielder
you've deduced
in the
that.
Premier League. N'Golo Kante is French. I nearly said that. That's really racist.
There's people watching this that have got this. I think at this point, I think there's people who are
It's because
listening.
they're blessed with being able to pause, whereas I'm in this situation.
I'm going to give you 5 more questions before we move on.
Okay.
5 more statements.
So
Use words. Give me words. Squirrel
Okay.
was a good one. It wasn't it, but
Mop.
73.
N'Golo Kante.
He's African. He's French. He's not African.
Yeah, but he came from Africa originally.
And what's mop got to do with Kante?
Because our episode where we said we'd like to have N'Golo Kante mopping,
We said sweeping.
sweeping, shit. Okay.
What
Pineapples.
a great podcast.
What do you mean?
48.
Paul Pogba.
It's French.
You
got 3 more.
I've been really racist here, and I.
You're naming black players.
Yeah,
who
I
are
know. I'm
black.
really sorry. It wasn't intentional.
Pressure. Pressure makes
It
you
is
racist.
Morocco.
7.
Oh, I thought we were Amrabat there.
2 more.
Fuck. Okay.
You don't
Cameroon. I've got one more after this.
12.
I've got one more question
One
to
more.
ask.
It's people. You guys.
Does he
have got
play
it.
in the African Cup of Nations?
50.
Mohamed Salah.
It's not. Now I'm going to let you stew on that, and everyone else stew
No,
on
I have
that.
to know.
And I'm going to reveal the answer at the end of the show. Right. Okay. So another thing that always spins Baker's head is 2 lies and a truth. I've got 3 stories, 3 crazy stories from the world of football.
Okay.
These stories, 2 of them I've made up. 1 of them is true. Baker, you and the audience have to guess what story is the true story.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. Do I still guess? Like the olden days? Do I
yeah.
give my opinion?
Yeah.
Okay,
And if
cool.
you feel like you know, then
Okay.
great. Okay, story number 1. A leak from Liverpool's medical team has confirmed suspicions that club doctors had been diagnosing players with asthma to mask PEDs.
What's a PED?
Performance enhancing drug.
Okay.
Story number 1. Story number 2. A taxi driver has claimed Manuel Neuer is a cheapskate after spending €400 in fuel driving 120 kilometres to return the German goalkeeper's forgotten wallet. The wallet contained $800 and Manuel Neuer rewarded the taxi driver with a signed shirt. Or is it story number 3? 16-year-old dart sensation Luke Littler has confirmed he spent 50 grand of his £200,000 winnings for reaching the final last week on FIFA points.
I knew you were going to say FIFA points.
There's 3 stories.
I
What are you
cannot-
thinking?
First and foremost, I cannot believe that we are now at a stage in our lives where elite athletes, I say athletes, darts isn't athletes.
Don't count, does it?
No, really. But elite people in sport, like it's a huge sport, darts, are now people
Even bigger now.
who have bought FIFA points in their life. I just can't get
Well,
to
like,
grips
there's
with
a
that.
lot of
Do you know
pro
how he met his
footballers now.
missus?
At school, she was a
Pro
teacher.
clubs.
Yeah, I heard that.
He met his missus on pro clubs.
I think
I don't think this is going to sound bad. I think if a girl, I'd have the ick. I couldn't.
if she was on pro clubs,
Yeah.
she was playing like right wing.
screaming right wing, like
She was having a go at you for not passing.
If my bird couldn't put a cross in on pro clubs, I get the ick, and I think that's fair.
I think I'd get the ick if she was good rather than bad. If she was better than me.
Yeah, I would.
She was, like,
And that's
carrying the
so
team, and
Toxic
then-
of
yeah,
us,
I
like
know.
proper toxic, but it is what it is. I'm thinking the third one.
It's got Luke Littler. We've got the taxi driver for
I'm
Manuel
thinking the
Neuer.
third one isn't
Got
true because I
Liverpool.
think he's now got people around him, a team, and I don't think they wouldn't have let him spend 50. I bet he spent about £1,000.
But you don't think you think 50's too much?
I think he spent more likely to spend 50 grand on vapes than FIFA points.
Does like vapes.
He does like a vape.
Okay, so you're ruling out the third one.
Do you know what? I'm leaning towards the Manuel Neuer one. Oh, and the only reason so is because I feel like I would have seen the Liverpool one in the news. Premier League news is forced down our throats.
Yeah, true.
Talk Sport, everything, like notifications. Whereas I don't really get much German news coming through to me. So I'm just picking the one that sounds. I don't know. I can imagine that. I would, and also I think a signed shirt goes a long way. That's got to be a few £100.
Yeah, but I
Surely.
mean, this taxi driver says he spent 400 in
shit, yeah.
fuel, and there was 800 in the wallet. He could have took the wallet.
But did he tell Manuel that? Did he make
don't
him
know.
aware? Did he was like, I spent 800, and then he would have given him 3 signed shirts?
I don't know.
I think it's.
I think
Manuel.
you're thinking along the right lines, though. I like what you're thinking.
I also remember when 2 Lies and the Truth used to be primarily about rats. And
I was so close to putting a rat in this. I was so close to putting a rat in this.
You've grown up.
I know.
You've grown up a lot.
I've
These
come a long
used
way.
to be much more obscene. But yeah, I'm going to go with story 2, and I'm guessing I have to find out
At the end of the
at
show.
end.
Correct. What's up next?
I don't know. You're going to have to tell me.
Twat
man.
list.
Oh, it's the twat list. Okay, so the twat list is everyone who's watching's favourite feature. As I've said before, it was actually once not voted by the New York Times as the best podcast feature of all time. Sure. Really good accolade for us. And I know you really struggle with it. Yeah. And I'm glad I get to do this to you now after
After me putting you under pressure.
really But I also sympathise with you now because
That's
I
how I
felt
feel.
what you used to feel, and it's that feeling of like sheer helplessness
Yeah.
and anger.
And there's pressure.
And
There's people watching.
I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
At one point,
Yeah.
when you said squirrels were 13, I wanted to leave. I'm done. But yeah, the twat list, for anyone who doesn't know, is a cryptic clue quiz game where I will pick someone from the world of football who I think is a twat. You get 3 cryptic clues, and they all make up parts of this person's name. Not necessarily kind of in order. Okay?
Yeah.
So
And basically, in my head, I listen to the clues and then I go, think of a player. Bang,
no, but
and I guess one.
I think this is really achievable.
I'm actually
now.
better off guessing now as opposed to after hearing
do you
the
think it
clues.
is?
Timo Werner. If I got that straight off the bat.
I would just and our next feature is no. So clue number 1, this makes up the first name. Is now that is the sexiest fox I've ever seen. Now that is the sexiest fox I have ever seen. Okay.
Okay.
And then clue number 2 is gee whiz, Tupac, you're certainly good at that.
Okay.
Gee whiz, Tupac, you're certainly good at that. And clue number 3 is this is Andy Pipkin from Little Britain's famous catchphrase. So very quickly, clue number 1 was now that is the sexiest fox I've ever seen. So obviously our listeners right now, I can see you're thinking, really think like, what's a sexy fox? What are you thinking?
Megan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've already got it now, haven't you?
Yes, but I hadn't until just then.
Yeah.
Literally up until that point.
Yeah.
Don't go through anything else.
Do you not think?
No.
We're leaving that to the end as well.
Don't ask me anything else. Go through the clues again, but don't
Right,
ask me.
okay. So clue number 1, obviously we'll reveal it. Now that is the sexiest fox I've ever seen. That is Megan Fox, who is a very sexy fox. Like, that made me sound like an 80-year-old man.
Did.
But yeah, Megan Fox. So that's clue number 1.
Threw up in your
Clue
mouth.
number 2. Yeah, nearly did, yeah. Is gee whiz, Tupac. You're certainly good at that. We're gonna. Do you know what? We're just gonna decipher for them now. So, what is clue number 2?
I think it's rapping.
Okay, nice.
Tupac.
But
I don't know why the G Whiz came.
you're wrong, but you're right at the same.
okay.
But that also could work.
Okay. Rap.
Just realised that could have worked. Rapping could have worked.
Yeah.
And clue number 3, Andy Pipkin's famous catchphrase.
Is that the guy in the
In Little Britain, in the
wheelchair?
wheelchair, yeah. He's like,
Yes. Don't like it.
oh, he's like, oh, that one.
All right, one.
But it's not that one.
Oh, what is it then?
So Andy, what are you doing? You can't have that, Andy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's Megan. Gee whiz, Tupac, you're certainly good at that. Rap. Clue number 3. I know.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I know.
that's my twat this week.
Megan Rapinoe. I think we should do it just with the flag halfway down for the rest of it.
It looks like we're on a Teams call. And I'm coming from Goalpost headquarters.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
And you're
yeah.
just in some
Right,
random room. I'm going to put it back up.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll last what?
I mean, it lasts for your podcast.
I know, so you being here, I think.
It just doesn't want to work for me.
Yeah, adhesives are less strong when you're here.
I mean,
We're a really professional outfit, you
I've been
see.
called worse.
So that was twat list.
Yeah, so
Megan
I'm
Rapinoe.
shocked that Megan Rapinoe hasn't been in our twat list ever.
Oh, is she not?
We've done 60 episodes.
Wow.
And
Yeah, she definitely should be.
I would argue
I
she's...
hate that woman.
If we were to collate all the people in my twat list, Piers Morgan, Dele Alli, all these people are in there. Obviously, Dele Alli's kind of redeemed himself now.
Why? Because he got touched when he was a child?
Yeah, like, I think if you get touched as a kid, like, you know, I feel sorry for you now.
Okay.
Whereas before, I thought he was
I
just a
remember
petulant
when you
fucking-
said that, I defended Dele Alli.
Yeah, but he was going through what I now feel bad, a tough stage of acting out and everything.
Yeah.
And at that point, it just looked like he was a petulant child.
Had everything given to him.
But
had
in
all the
reality,
talent in
he'd
the world.
gone through shit.
Yeah.
So, actually, I'm going to take him out the twat list.
Oh,
Dele
official.
Alli, yeah,
He'll be buzzing with that.
you're right.
That might cure his crippling depression from being touched as a child.
He's been writing in every week.
Has he?
Asking to be taken out.
Wow.
But yeah, I would, if I was to clear everyone in the twat list, by the way, imagine being stuck in that room, I would honestly top myself.
Megan Rapinoe would be the one that
She's
took me over the edge.
She's the king.
Yeah.
Well, the queen.
Yeah.
I guess.
I hate that woman.
I hate her so much, and it's obviously recently she's come out.
Would you kick her if you could see?
I'd kick her so hard.
But like, if you saw it,
I'd
you
love
could
to,
get away with
you
it.
know, when like someone's walking in front of you,
Just
just
trip 'em.
hit their ankles.
Did I
and
ever
they trip
tell you
over.
about in school? One of my most embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
I was walking behind a girl who I thought was the girl I sit next to in science. So I was just like walking behind her. I used to have good fun with her.
Yeah.
So I thought it was Vicky, right?
Yeah.
So Vicky's walking in front of me,
Yeah.
and I just clip her heels. Vicky stacks it,
Oh,
absolutely
mate.
stacks it. Gets up, turns round. It ain't Vicky. It's some random year 7 I've just booted. Starts crying in front of me, flat out, just crying. Oh, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know why. What can I say at that point? I'm
You
sorry.
fancy year 7s?
I just kicked a year 7 down to the floor.
But I would love to do that to Megan Rapinoe.
That would be good fun.
She came out this week and said that she hated playing for the United States because it felt like a job, and it does my head in
is
because
a job.
You are lucky enough to be paid what you were at the standard of football that you could play.
Correct.
And you've come out and said that, you know, when you took the knee at the anthem, you felt disrespected. It's like, well, you play for a country where some people don't like that and some people like that. You have to deal with it. And I don't know, she's a cunt.
Yeah.
She's on the
Agreed.
cunt list.
Agreed.
She's on the cunt list.
If you ever create one, she's the first name on there.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
the only one. Don't like her. We don't like her.
She's there, and then Hitler is like second.
They're
Not
like
even above.
they're having dinner with each other
Crazy.
in the cunt list headquarters. But yeah, there you go. There's the twat.
That was
the cunt
cunt
list. That was the cunt list.
Okay, so we are going to do some halfway predictions. We're
Sure.
20 games into the Premier League season. We're about halfway for all the other leagues as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not go through what you think
Yeah.
and what I think is going to happen at the end of the season.
Sure.
Some just basic ones. So the first one I've got on here is Premier League winner. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League?
This has been the best Premier League in a while. I think it's a lot more open. I think it's finally got to the stage now where the investment from the TV revenue is starting to show like teams like Aston Villa can compete now. You know, like even Wolves, like thereabouts, like they were struggling at the start, but yeah, I think it's a lot more open. Like Villa this season have been so good to watch. They've been
amazing.
Yeah, they're just like, you never know what's going to happen in the games.
No.
Like they're always high scoring games. The winner, like, do you know what? I'm going to say Arsenal. I do generally think Arsenal win. The only reason why is because I think Man City, if they do keep all their players fit, I know they have strength and depth, but they have a couple of players where if they're out, they don't tick as well. Like Rodri.
Yeah, Rodri
Haaland,
out,
if
and then
they're
they struggle. Yeah.
Like obviously Foden is unbelievable, but I think if
They've just got De Bruyne back. He's just come
De
back
Bruyne
now.
has come back as well, yeah, and they struggled without him. They did struggle, but yeah, I can see Arsenal winning
I think
it.
Arsenal win it. I begrudgingly will say Liverpool. I think Liverpool win it.
Oh, I really don't want them to.
I just think Arsenal haven't got a striker, and I think that's their biggest problem. And I don't see.
Yeah.
I can't remember a title-winning team that didn't have a striker who was top of their game
I
that
don't argue
season.
Liverpool don't either.
I think Salah will get the goals for them.
Yeah,
I think
I
he's
guess.
their version of
I'd
it.
honestly
He's
say
top goal
Saka
scorer in
could
the
get
Premier
those goals as well. I think I know he's not
I
on
don't
the
think
level
Saka
of Salah,
can
obviously.
do 25 goals in a season. I think Saka can
Yeah.
do maybe 15 at an unbelievable season, maybe 20. But I think Salah will do 25 in his
Oh no,
sleep.
Salah's unbelievable, man. But yeah,
Championship winner.
I mean it's Leicester.
It's done, isn't it? 10 points clear.
I mean, I get it. Parachute payments are a good thing for football. It stops teams from going down the leagues like Leeds did back in the day, for instance. Portsmouth did. But they are honestly, they've got so many players who I would argue, like when I done my
Premier
top
League
5
quality.
championship, I purposely only allowed one Leicester in because the top 5 would arguably be Leicester players.
Yeah.
Dewsbury Hall
Mavedivi,
has been
Dewsbury Hall.
insane.
Yeah. Even Harry Winks, I know he gets a lot of shit, but he's
been
way above
the
the
whole team is
championship
class,
level.
but they are.
Wilfred
It is a
Ndidi.
Premier League team in the
Yeah.
championship. Like,
Yeah. And they're 10 points clear. I don't think Ipswich will catch them at this point, and it would be amazing if they did, though.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. Champions League winner.
Do you know what? I don't know.
I'm saying Real Madrid. And I'm saying Real Madrid purely because of Jude Bellingham. I think he'll drag them through.
I'm going Real Madrid as well.
You go Real
it's
Madrid.
boring, but yeah, it's the first thing that came to my mind, so I'm going to go with that.
I don't think any other
team.
teams are strong enough. I think City won't go all the way this season. I just feel like there'll be it's always a different team. It's usually a different team, apart from when Real Madrid won back to back.
Barring if they don't face each other in the build-up, I would love to see a City Real Madrid final. I think it'd be quite open.
I just hate watching City play, but they are fantastic. But I don't know. I just think there's something about the Bellingham story where I don't see the Bellingham story being just winning a league.
Do you know what's mad though? Like people romanticise Bellingham, and I am a big fan of Bellingham. Before anyone says I'm not, but it's his season in the Championship was overly romanticised. He wasn't. The glimpses were insane.
Yeah.
Obviously, I saw some highlights, and I remember at the time being like, "Fucking hell, this guy's insane."
But he was 16. He was playing.
Yeah, but obviously, like a 16. But like what I'm saying is, some people say, like I've seen tweets saying he tore up the Championship. He didn't tear it up. No. It was the same as, I know it's only one I can think of right now, when Aaron Ramsey was 16 in the Championship.
Yeah,
like Aaron Ramsey probably had like 2 good games out of 12, but those 2 games at 16, you're like, holy shit, how is this 16-year-old doing that?
Tearing up the Championship is what Alexander Mitrovic did.
That's tearing up the Championship.
Yeah,
I think Bellingham got like 2 goals and like 2 assists, but
he didn't even tear it up at Dortmund until the last season.
Yeah. That's insane.
But at this point, he's tearing up La Liga. And
he's fucking insane,
Yeah,
mate.
he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Premier League top scorer.
I'm going to go with Salah. It's boring, but I think it's...
You don't think Haaland will beat him?
I think it'd be Salah this season,
Fit Haaland comes back, and they're both on 14 at the moment.
I don't know. I think...
Son's on 12. Dom Solanke's on 12.
I don't think Son's going to be top scorer, because I think most of his goals have come from single games where he's had a hat trick. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't scored.
He scored a hat trick this season.
Scored. Yeah, I've got him in my fantasy team, mate. I think he scored 2. Because he tore up for those 2 weeks for me. But I just think Salah is like, I think he's leaving after this season, and I think
he's going to really push it.
I think he's going to really push it this year. But obviously, what do you think, Haaland?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if Haaland's
it's only
fit,
because he's been injured for those few games.
If Haaland's fit, he's missed 5 or 6 games, and he's still top goal scorer.
Oh no,
joint granted, but
that's fair enough. Yeah.
Cardiff, where do they finish?
I'm gonna go obviously Errol Bullett's come in. We've actually got a system now. We didn't have an identity for years. Bullett's come in now. Like, he was a Fenerbahce manager, a huge club, tens of millions of followers on.
Careful what you say.
Yeah, I know. I actually got this when I was in Turkey, and the amount of looks I had when a guy.
Why did you go to Turkey?
Oh, no reason.
Is this an advert for the place you went to?
Yeah, I got my teeth done.
Yeah,
but so like Bullett is, he's put a system in place. And
who's your best player? Who's Cardiff City's best player right now?
I mean, obviously Aaron Ramsey is, but he's been injured, Shock.
Yeah.
But I'd probably say,
for someone who doesn't
Perry
watch,
NG,
yeah, I've heard a lot of really good things about him.
Perry NG's a Premier League player. He 100% should be in the Premier League. He's got the pace to play in the Premier League. He's a set piece taker. You can play centre midfield. You can play right back. You can play centre back. He's versatile. Loves to tackle. He scores goals. He gets assists.
So where do they finish? Where do Cardiff finish this season?
I'm going to say 10th. We have been there or thereabouts at the playoffs.
You're 10th currently.
Yeah, I think
you're not good enough for the playoffs.
I don't think so. So I'm only going on right now. Like, Vincent Tan has pledged money. If the rumours are true, and we're going to get Kiefer Moore, David Brooks on loan.
Oh,
I think we're in the playoffs. Full stop.
Yeah,
like,
I think they would.
Because we just don't have a striker. That's it.
Yeah.
10th.
I'd probably say 10th as well. I don't see you getting.
Yeah. What about Man United? Who do you think they're finishing?
Man United, I think 6th.
Yeah.
I'd love to say top 4, but I just think we are. I've said this a couple of times. I think we're the worst side in the league. I think we're the worst.
You're
team.
the worst to watch.
We're the worst team in the league. The only reason we're not bottom is because there are players of quality that have come up in moments. The Garnacho goal, a couple of Garnacho goals, and just like freak where we've just scored first and then just managed to see it out. I think Old Trafford's helped as well. So a lot of games that Villa game, we would have been done and dusted anywhere else, but Old Trafford carried them over the line. Freak games like Scott McTominay scoring twice in the last minute. I think we're the worst team in the Premier League.
I mean, I obviously my brother and dad are massive Man United fans, so I do find myself in a pub now and again watching United. Insanely bored.
Oh, it's the worst.
I can't. There's just again.
Who's
there's
the
no
best
system.
team to watch in the league?
I think at the moment,
I think Tottenham.
I do love Angie's Tottenham or Villa.
Yeah.
I've been weirdly, I really like watching Wolves.
Yeah.
I've really
Gary
liked-
O'Neill's a genius, man.
Gary Neville.
Gary O'Neill.
Oh, I was going to fucking say that.
I thought Wolves were going to get relegated. I thought it was going to be a bottom three of the
They
promoted clubs,
looked
but I thought they'd be
fucking
close.
my mates at Wolves, I was making fun of them at the start of the season. Like, you're 100% going down. Like that Hwang
Yi-chan
is insane. He's in my draft team. Gives me so many points.
He's class.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. But yeah, I would say Villa. They'd be my favourites to watch. Yeah, definitely.
And lastly, Euro 2024 is this summer. Who wins it for you?
I'm gonna go. Do you know what? I'm gonna go France. I know it's boring. I just can't look past them. I can't look past them. And
I don't really think they're that good, but they've got Mbappe. I think that's the.
I don't know.
Maker.
I think they just got a system. Like they play as a team really well. They've got goal scorers everywhere. They've got pace everywhere. They've got great midfielders, great defense, great goal. Like there's not a weakness in their team. I can't see a weakness. And the first thing that came to my mind, and it has been for the last international tournaments, was England. But the only reason I'm not saying England is I personally feel Gareth Southgate doesn't have it in him to win an international tournament.
I
don't think he has
because he's lost in a final now. I think he does have it in him. He
But
knows his mistakes.
I think you lost in that final because of how he set that team up.
I think we lost because England have a natural
I don't
affliction
think
to
I don't
failure.
think it's that. I think that went years ago.
He made the wrong substitutions, granted, and I think that arguably cost us. But when we scored so early, we just sat back and defended.
Yeah,
if we hadn't have done that, we'd scored too early.
And it's not Harry Kane telling them to defend. It's
No.
Gareth Southgate.
No.
And the buck stops are the manager. And
Yeah,
I think
I
that
agree.
affliction to losing went years ago through Southgate coming in. He got rid of that media negativity. Like, obviously, there are still bad eggs. I see it on Twitter, people being Southgate out. So
it's
counterproductive.
full of it, yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, it does my head in. Even if you think don't slate
just,
the manager.
get behind the team,
He's not going
obviously,
anywhere.
yeah.
He's going to be the manager.
Yeah,
Why
I
be
don't get
negative?
that. I don't get that.
How does that help your team?
I
When you
get
go
if
into
that's
a
your
tournament?
opinion and you say
Yeah.
it behind closed doors.
Yeah. But
on
don't
a
just
platform,
plaster it. Like
yeah.
you see Mark Goldbridge every single
I
time England play.
Cannot.
He's a fucking
I'd love for
prick.
him, Mark Goldbridge, if you ever see this, please come on this podcast so I can just shout at you.
I quite like to
does-
shout at you as well.
He
God,
does my
Goldbridge.
head in, man.
Yeah.
He does my head in. But yeah, I think
So you think France? You
Yeah.
don't think England? What about Portugal?
no.
1 to 11, I can't see a better side. And I think Ronaldo maybe his last tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
Fernandes,
he's
Bernardo
the highest
Silva,
go-
Cancelo.
I just think
Ruben
France
Dias.
and England are better.
I think England. And the reason I think
You
England...
said this every year now.
I've said
Maybe
this
you should
since I
choose
was-
someone else.
I've said this since I was 6 years old.
Maybe you're the problem.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Right,
yeah,
I guarantee you right now, you're going to come back to this one day and thank me.
June.
Say France will win the Euros and England will.
England will win the Euros and France won't.
Okay.
And do you know why?
You have
for the,
only yourself to blame.
for the same
I
reason...
gave you your shot,
I know.
man.
For the same reason, though, that I think Real Madrid will win the Champions League. I think a story always develops in a big tournament and carries them over the line.
Yeah.
England have got world-class players all over the pitch, but Jude Bellingham is that iconic figure that I think he will... I think if he's fit and he's playing at the same level he is now, nobody stops us. We've got Harry Kane if he doesn't play well. We've got
Oh no,
Bukayo Saka.
there is no doubt your
Grealish.
team is stacked. Your problem
Declan Rice.
has always been your defence, though. But I think it's better now.
I think we're all right. Carl Walker, one of the best, if not the best, right back in the world
it
at
is,
the moment.
It is like John Stones.
John Stones, one of the best centre-back.
Yeah. Whereas before,
Pickford's incredible, and
he wasn't in his best place, and you had Maguire, but Maguire's class for England.
Maguire's been really good this season as well.
There isn't a
I
weakness.
think it's us. I think it's our year. I sound like a Liverpool fan. Okay, right. We're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
2 lies and a truth answer. Do you remember the 3 stories? We had Liverpool.
Okay, we had the Liverpool faking asthma for the what's it called?
PEDs. Performance enhancing
Manuel
drugs.
Neuer being a stingy twat by
Stingy
only
twat.
giving a signed shirt
To
when
the taxi
someone
driver.
spent loads of money.
Yeah.
And the last one was there are squirrels now beating up dogs in the streets.
Luke Litter
Oh, sorry, Luke
spent
Litter.
50 grand on FIFA
On
points.
FIFA points, yeah.
Which you ruled out. You thought it was going to
It's
be
too much, that's too
Manuel
much.
Neuer only gave a signed shirt
Yeah.
instead of, we had $800, 800
I'm
euros.
calling it. That's garbage.
Okay, the answer
Yeah.
is Manuel Neuer
See, I know his brain works.
Wow, well done. Mamono did only give, and I say only, but he gave a taxi driver a signed shirt
Yeah.
as a thank you for returning a wallet with his credit cards and €800 in.
How much did it say how much the signed shirt is worth though?
I probably wouldn't be much. They're
No, I know it's a much worse team.
if it was a match-worn
I've seen like
cup
Wales
final winning,
by flag.
if it was a match-worn cup final winning, I think then maybe, but no.
I think, like, obviously, I remember the Wales Euros when we went to the semi-final. I saw a kit from that signed by Gareth Bale only go for £200. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's fucking hell, man.
There you go. Twat list answer. We've
Yeah.
got that, so we've done that. The guessing scale answer. That is the thing that you wanted the answer to.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you 5 more words
Yeah.
to guess at, and I'm going to give you out of 100 a score to see if you can narrow it down. Now, what in your head? You've got an African footballer who's played in the Premier League. You know he's a midfielder-ish.
Mate, I don't know.
5 more words, and it can be random words. Just give me random words, or it could be words that you think is going to narrow it down.
I'm back in this
5
game.
more.
Okay, chair.
Come on.
Chair.
2.
Chinese food.
1.
Oh, I hate this. Green.
49.
So, I think this is a player who plays for an African team with a
Yes.
green kit.
Yes.
Don't say Cameroon because I say Cameroon.
No.
earlier. So
You're
it's
getting there. You got
Nigeria.
3. You've got
and
3.
It's John Obi Mikel.
Oh, come 41. 41.
Right, and it's a Nigerian midfielder.
Played in the Premier League. You're going somewhere.
I
You've got 2 left.
John Obi Mikel and
You're just there. You're
isn't
just there.
Ndidi Nigerian?
He is and has played in the Premier League, but I'm going to give, because Johnny Mikel was
How
40,
many
I'd say
more?
36 for Ndidi.
How many more Nigerian midfielders have
Think
there been?
of...
JJ Okocha.
He's done it with the last one! With the last guess. 100. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you, you stupid fucking
You
flag.
fucking flag prick. Well,
not
what
putting
a
it
way
back
to
up.
end the show.
Yeah.
Are you happy with yourself?
Do you know what?
I really like that game.
I
know you
I
did.
came in clutch there.
You did. You did.
I wouldn't have... If I didn't get it, I would have gone home really fucking annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So-
sign the show off then, Gareth.
This is Goalposts.
Thank you so much for watching another episode. We're going to be back next week and every Wednesday until the end of the season, so make sure you stay tuned. Gareth will be there. I will be there. We're going to have some cool guests coming up as well, hopefully.
Yeah.
They don't know about it yet, but we're going to ask them.
I really want to get Bevo on. This is a call to arms right now. Bevo, if you're watching this, I really want to witness you swallowing.
Bevo swallows food the
Yeah.
same way I swallow when I've got a sore throat.
I find
that.
I find when I'm watching it, I get really uncomfortable.
Why does it make me mad?
Like, I don't know why he does it, but apparently his teeth, he can pull his teeth out. So ever since he told me that, well, not me personally, TikTok, every time I see the food go in his mouth,
You think the
all I
teeth
can
could come
imagine is tooth bending, and then he's like this. He goes, it's the way he does this. He goes, yeah.
It's like a snake swallowing
Bevo,
food. But I
please,
actually,
man.
he's an Arsenal fan, so he loves his football.
Yeah,
so maybe
I
he'll
think,
come on.
Look, I'll tell you, Bevo,
We'll come
all
to
about
you.
turkey teeth. I will give you advice on what you need to do. We'll come to you. I really just want to see you swallow a roast potato in person.
So we could have any footballer, anyone iconic, and we could speak to anyone that we want. But your first
Bevo.
choice is Bevo.
I need to
You
see
said
him
this
swallow.
about actually. Gareth said this about Bootlegger.
Yeah,
Before
and
we
then-
started,
and
the
then we
Bootlegger
done a
show.
podcast with
and then we did a
Bootlegger.
full-on podcast called the Bootlegger Show.
The two
So
people
this could be the Bevo
I
show.
want to interview the most in the world is Cal the Dragon and Bevo.
Cal the Dragon's number 1.
I would do anything. I want to imagine both of them on at the same time. It would be sensory overload. You would have
I
have
freak out,
Bevo trying to swallow roast potatoes and Cal the Dragon trying to swallow his lips, which is what he does all the time.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, autistic.
Thanks for listening. Bevo, if you want to come on,
Please, man.
you have a free invite.
Yeah.
We'll come to you, man.
We'll come to you wherever you are.
The future is the Bevo podcast.
But yeah, this is Goalposts
He's the
for
new
Jumpers,
bootlegger.
and this has been another podcast. And bye.
Thanks.
See ya.
So you get the flag.
Oh, Father Time, speaking wisdom into my mind. Tell me stories of all that are great. Cherish these days before it's too late. If you could turn around yourself.
So we've just finished recording the episode, and Gareth has said to me that he doesn't think Salah is even in the top 5 Premier League players.
Mate, Salah, honestly, you've got Rodri, you've got Ollie Watkins, you've got Haaland, you've got Phil Foden. There are so many. I genuinely I would put
Phil
Salah,
Foden over Salah.
But 100%. I think Salah's older now. He's not really getting as much goals and assists. He's not as
Top goal scorer in the league.
He's not influential for Liverpool anymore. But is he top goal scorer in the league at the end of the season? No. I think he's about 7th. Genuinely, I mean that.
Tell us what you think.